Good morning, all of you. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
All are looking smart. Very nice to see you again in school uniform. Supriya is unable to join. Chitran Saxena, Supriya Rawat. Have you calculated that question's answer? Have you calculated delta E? Okay, delta E value that you will be getting as minus 4.58 minus 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. What does this minus show? Minus show that is energy is released. The amount of energy released. Okay. So what is the released amount of energy? What is the magnitude? This is the magnitude. That is 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. That is the magnitude. Delta E. Minus sign shows it is released. All right. So next question is what? You have to find out the wavelength. You have to find out this wavelength. Now here delta E is equal to h nu. Delta E is equal to h nu. Nu is equal to c by lambda. So I am going to substitute this, which is equal to h. Nu is equal to c by lambda, and they have have asked that find out wavelength, the corresponding wavelength. So lambda you have to find out. So 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19. All right, joules. Lambda we have to find out. So what is lambda? Lambda is equal to h. H is equal to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. Okay. C, velocity of light. Velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Meter per second. Okay. So divided by 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. 6.6. What was the value obtained that day? Value obtained was, okay, minus 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. This is delta E. Delta E is equal to h nu. Nu is equal to c by lambda. I am reading the question once again. What are the frequency and wavelength? Of course, see, frequency they have to find out. So for frequency, that is nu. What is the frequency? Nu. That we haven't calculated that. All right. Frequency Frequency also is asked in the question. So here 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules is equal to h nu. This equation. What is frequency? That frequency is equal to, that is nu is equal to 4.58 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules divided by h. What is h? 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34. 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. So frequency you will be getting in terms of second inverse. So joule got cancelled. You got second inverse. Now how can you calculate for lambda? Nu is equal to c by lambda. From that you can calculate. So you don't have to come to this way. Since we are calculating that frequency first, from that you can calculate lambda. First I didn't go for that frequency. So nu is equal to, nu you have calculated. Find out that new value. I am giving the new value. New value is 6.9 into 10 to the power minus 14 second inverse. 6.9 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. So frequency you have got. Okay, frequency you have got lambda. From that you can find out lambda, or from here you can find out lambda. Lambda, that is the wavelength. Wavelength you can calculate, and the calculated wavelength is equal to, that is in nanometer. I am giving you the answer in nanometer. You must be getting in meters. You will be getting in meters. That you can convert into nanometer, that is 434 nanometer. 434 nanometer. Okay, from lambda, means lambda you can calculate from this. You will be getting the answer in meters. See, joule got cancelled, second got cancelled, and finally you will be getting in meter. Either you can put in meter, no problem. Lambda, normally wavelength, normal way we express in terms of nanometer. So the answer lambda, that which is equal to 434 nanometer. 434 nanometer. Lambda, either you can calculate from this thing or you can calculate it this way. No problem. Since you are using the 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second, since already you are doing one calculation, you can follow from that step itself. Next question. How much energy is required? How much energy is required to ionize? How much energy is required to ionize a hydrogen atom? A hydrogen atom. Underline that. Ionize a hydrogen atom. Underline that. Ionize a hydrogen atom. If the electron occupies n is equal to 5 orbit. N is equal to 5 orbit. Compare your answer. Compare your answer with the ionization energy of hydrogen atom. With the ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Bracket, in bracket you write, that is first orbit or ground state, I told you to underline ionize a hydrogen atom. What is meant by ionize? Hydrogen atom is neutral. Aditya Singh Parihar. is coming at 921. Okay. What is meant by ionize? You see, hydrogen atom, Bohr model of hydrogen atom is like this. Nucleus, one electron is present in the first orbit, that means ground state. That is called the ground state. First orbit is called the ground state, the lowest energy for the electron. Then we have to ionize this means this electron is to be thrown to the infinite level, means not now under the control of the nucleus. So second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that, infinite. We have to throw this, we have to take this to the infinite level. We have to take this to the infinite level. How much amount of energy is required for that? That is called the ionization energy. So from here, this much delta E, this much energy of infinity. What is the energy of the infinite orbit? Anybody? Energy of
Zero.
the zero.
Zero.
Zero. Zero minus its energy. What is its energy? Minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 90. Z square upon n square, that is 1 square upon 1 square, that is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. So 0 minus this, that is plus, that is 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. All right, understood? 0 minus this, fifth orbit. Don't look at that fifth orbit now. Now you look at that ionization. What I made you to underline, ionization. How to ionize this atom? How to ionize this hydrogen atom means you have to throw this electron to infinity. Infinity's energy is 0. Now its energy is minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. So how much energy is to be given? How much energy is to be absorbed by this electron, or how much energy we have to supply? That is 0 minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joules, which is equal to z square upon n square. Z is 1, n is 1. So this is the value, that is plus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joules. All right. This is the ionization energy. Ionization means electrons go फेंकना. Ionization means electrons go infinity में, means now it is not under the control of the nucleus. Now what was the first part? How much energy is required to ionize a hydrogen atom if the electron occupies n is equal to 5 orbit? Now electron is not in the ground state. All right, electron is in the fifth state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth state. This electron, I am writing one electron over here on the fifth state, and this electron is to be taken to the infinite level. Now what is the energy of this electron? This electron's energy, that is minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. Z square means 1 square upon n square, 5 square, that is 25. So I am going to write, that is 0 minus minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 z square, that is 1 square upon n square, that is 25. So what you are getting? Plus value. If electron is in the fifth orbit, this much amount of energy is to be given. Means less amount of energy is given. Here more amount of energy is given. From ground state to infinity, that much amount of energy is given. They are telling already electron is in the fifth state. So fifth state, infinity, that much amount of energy is to be given. So I am reading the question once again. How much energy is required to ionize a hydrogen atom if the electron occupies n is equal to 5 orbit? Full stop. Compare your answer with ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Compare your answer with ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Now you underline that ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Ionization energy of hydrogen atom. So two ionization energies we underline. First one, this is to ionize a hydrogen atom when the electron is present on fifth orbit. Second underlining, ionization energy of hydrogen atom. I explained what is ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Ionization energy of hydrogen atom means from ground state, from n is equal to 1 to infinity. That is what is meant by ionization energy of hydrogen atom. Now they are telling that electron is not now in the ground state. Electron is present on fifth state. Now you ionize. Means in fifth state, when electron is present, it has got already some amount of energy inside it. The rest energy you have to give. Now we are going to ionize the electron from fifth orbit, not from first orbit. So to compare, to take electron from fifth orbit to infinity, the top one, fifth orbit to infinity, how much amount of energy is to be given? That is plus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 upon 25. All right. What is the ionization energy of hydrogen atom? 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. So you compare these two. Second part is compare. First part. Here this answer is 8.72 into 10 to the power minus 20. 8.72 into 10 to the power minus 20 joules. Which is bigger value? Top one or bottom one? Which is bigger value? Top one or bottom one? Anybody? Nishchal?
Bottom.
Bottom one, right? Okay, so second portion, compare your answer with I dot E of hydrogen. Compare your answer. So you divide it. Compare your answer. This is delta E1. Let it be. We are naming it. We have to compare it. So I am naming it. Let this be delta E5. Means 5 say infinity. This is 1 say infinity. So you divide delta E1 by delta E5. Means we are comparing. That means 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 divided by 8.72 into 10 to the power minus 20. Of course, answer you know. What is the answer? This value you got it by dividing this by 25. So it is 25 times. Delta E1 is 25 times delta E5. All right. So compare your answer with I dot E of hydrogen atom means you are comparing with what all energy? From first to infinity divided by from fifth to infinity. So 25 times. You have to give 25 times greater. How much amount of energy you are giving to take electron from here to here? and from here to here. From here to here is 25 times greater than from here to here. All right. Electron, how much amount of energy you have to give? From here to here is 25 times greater than from here to here. That's the meaning. Okay, next heading, limitations of Bohr model. Limitations of Bohr model. We got that line spectrum. That time I told you, when highly powerful spectroscopic techniques are applied, each line is found to be a combination of many lines that we will explain afterwards. So now you write number 1, limitations or drawbacks of Bohr model. Number 1, when highly sophisticated spectroscopic techniques are, when highly sophisticated means highly powerful, when highly sophisticated spectroscopic techniques are used, it was found that each line is a combination of different lines. Very fine lines, thin lines. One thick line is made up of very thin lines. Each line is a combination of different lines. This is called fine spectrum, F-I-N-E. This is called fine spectrum. Full stop. He was unable to explain fine spectrum. He was unable to explain fine spectrum. Number 2, he was unable to explain atoms having more than one electron. More than one electron. He could explain only single electron species. We learned that He plus, Li2 plus, like that, Be3 plus, like that. Only one electron. One electron se kaam nahi chalega. One electron system. He could explain only one electron system. Number 3, he was unable to explain splitting of spectral lines. Splitting of spectral lines or lines. Spectral lines. Splitting of spectral lines. Splitting of spectral lines in magnetic fields. In magnetic fields. When you apply a magnetic field, each line is splitting. Each line is getting split. He could not explain why it is happening. So he could not explain splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field. In bracket you write, this is called the Zeeman effect. Simply you write Zeeman effect. Z-E-E-M-A-N. Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect. Close the bracket. Or in electric field. So splitting of spectral lines is possible in electric field also. When an electric field is applied, again each line is split. He was unable to explain that also. In bracket you write Stark effect. Stark effect. S-T-A-R-K. Stark effect. In bracket you write splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. Splitting of spectral lines in electric field is called Stark effect. Stark, you compare it with a spark. Spark comes with electricity, so that you match with electric field. Splitting of spectral lines in electric field is called Stark effect. So you match it with a spark, which comes with electricity only. And this Z-man, magnetic effect. You compare it with magnetic field, M-A-N, magnetic. So splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field is called Z-man effect, magnetic field. That is somebody's name. Just match it with, otherwise you will get confused while writing the answers. You will get confused during the examination. So magnetic effect, spark, electric spark. So splitting of spectral lines in electric field is called Stark effect, S-T-A-R-K, somebody's name, scientist name. And splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. Somil, what is Zeeman effect? What is Zeeman effect? Somil, what is?
It is related to magnetic when the lines split due to the magnetic effect.
Splitting. That splitting is called splitting. Say?
Yes, ma'am.
Splitting of what?
Of the lines.
Spectral lines.
Spectral lines.
In what? In magnetic field.
In magnetic.
When you apply a magnetic field, each line is split into several lines. The splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field is called what? Zeeman effect. Mohak, what is Stark effect? What is Stark effect?
Splitting of spectral lines in electric field.
Correct. Splitting of spectral lines in electric field is called Stark effect. Next heading you write. I'm stopping. Heading you write. Dual behavior of matter. Dual behavior of matter. So there are some problems in Bohr model. So we are leaving that Bohr model and we are going to the new model of atom, that is quantum mechanical model. So we are going towards quantum mechanical model. So in bracket you write towards quantum mechanical model. Towards quantum mechanical model. For that, first we have to learn, before reaching this quantum mechanical model, we have to learn two things. That is, one is dual behavior of matter. What is dual behavior of matter? Matter can act as wave as well as particle. Dual behavior, wave nature, particle nature. That is dual behavior of matter. And one more, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. After learning these two, we will be touching quantum mechanical model. So now we are going to see towards quantum mechanical model. So first portion, towards quantum mechanical model, that is first heading that you have written, dual nature of matter, bracket you have written, towards quantum mechanical model. The next heading will be Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. That is, again we will write towards quantum mechanical model. Okay, so towards quantum mechanical model, before reaching quantum mechanical model, you have to go through two aspects. One is dual nature of matter. That means matter can show both the properties, particle nature as well as wave nature. Particle nature as well as wave nature. Matter means mass, which has got mass and occupies space. Occupies space is not important for us it is mass. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wait 1 minute.
Thank you, ma'am.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Don't leave, you sit like that only. I'll take the attendance.
Okay.
स्नाइपिंग टूल से अटेंडेंस कट करना है. Okay.